what video this is going to make. We've had Sewage, we've had Sludge, we've had fly tipping, and now we're about to go to one of the crappiest towns in the country. Hello, good morning. Greetings from southeast London, specifically Woolwich Arsenal Royal Pier. Today is Valentine's Day. Now, I'm single and I woke up this morning about 4:30, some ridiculous time like that. I was like, well, I don't have a Valentine, so why don't I go and do something I love? Why not go for a hike? Check the weather forecast, it's going to be great. As you can see, it's a bit misty today, but very sunny. It's a bit chilly, but it's still very pleasant. So I thought, yeah, let's do something I love. Where am I going to go? Well, I'm here in Woolwich, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start an epic hike around the Kent coast. Why Woolwich? You're probably wondering. Well, about a year or two ago, I started another hike here in Woolwich along the River Thames. I was hiking that way that time, and I went all the way to Windsor before I got a bit bored. I basically run out of river. After Windsor is going to be sort of Reading and places like that, which are not just logistically hard to get to for a day hike, it's also a bit boring. So here we are again in Woolwich, and instead of heading that way, I'm going to be heading this way, east. Today I'm going to be taking in the beautiful towns, that may be a bit sarcastic, of Dartford and glorious Gravesend, the jewel of the Thames. From Gravesend I'm then going to be heading round another day, the Isle of Grain, all around Kent coast, round towards Hastings or Rye or wherever the Kent coast ends, and then after that maybe Sussex. Then after that, maybe Hampshire, Dorset, probably head over to Essex at some point on this side of the river. But who knows? These hikes are going to be something of a local hike for me, something to keep me interested and get me out and about a bit more, because I've kind of exhausted all the South Downs and all the other hikes around my area in West Sussex. So I'm going to stop yapping now, get on with this hike. As I say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Let's do this. So you may have to bear with me a little bit today, guys. It might be a bit gritty, might be a bit industrial, but who knows, we might be pleasantly surprised. A lot of the area has been gentrified. You can see all these new apartment blocks. Not the nicest, but if you've seen images of London Docklands from like the 80s and 70s, it's probably a damn sight better. Very surprised how quiet it is here. There's I only see one person along here. It's busy in the centre of Woolwich, but along here it's just really quiet. It's a Tuesday morning, and yeah, we're only about 15-minute train ride from London Bridge. Maybe everyone's out buying their Valentine's presents. Oh look, that's nice. Someone does love me after all. Thank you, Leanne, whoever you are. So London City Airport is just across the water there. I've flown out of there once, and I have to say it's well worth doing, even if you have to pay a bit extra to fly from there. The airport is it's super small, but it's it's really quiet, and you just go straight through the security and everything really quickly, and the views as you're taking off and as you land, fantastic. Just here in central London, and obviously not too far from the Shard and everything else. It's well worth doing. If you get a chance to fly from London City Airport and it doesn't cost you too much extra, do it. Only 2 degrees currently, guys, but it doesn't feel that cold. Obviously the sun's shining and there's no breeze, so it's a really pleasant morning. Got some parakeets around here, guys. Don't get many of them in the UK. I'm sure you can hear it. Hopefully the camera will do it justice, you'll be able to see it. And that right there is about as much of a beach as you're going to get in London. It's a very small pillbox. So I can't stand up straight in here, I'm 6'2". Oh wow, it goes under here as well. Yikes. Oh god. It's a good job I'm not claustrophobic. Wow. This is awesome. These bars on the windows. I've been in prison. As usual, in these places, it does not smell great. Let's get out of here. To show you how low down this door is. Comes up to my waist. Now you're probably wondering, why am I showing abandoned shopping trolleys? Well, I want to show the reality of it. Unlike you watch YouTube videos and they just show you the best of a place, you go there and it's not necessarily the reality. Well, I'd rather show you the reality. Now it doesn't mean it's all going to be crap. It's not going to be all derelict and shopping trolleys and fly tipping everywhere. Just trying to show you what it's actually like to walk on this path. Unusual things like this, you know, you might find that beautiful. I quite like it. I like the red paint on it anyway. Here we go, 106 miles to Dover, 10 miles to Dartford, and only 1,191 miles to Inverness. Go, another pillbox. I think it's a pillbox. Oh, whatever it is, it's flooded. So at some point on a future video I will be over the Essex side of the water. Look at that in all its majesty, the Barking Creek barrier. Over there you've got a recycling plant, some slag heaps and some factories. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. I know you're not going to want to miss that. So just passing Thamesmead and now into the Belvedere and Erith marshes. It's a bit weird to me. I'm always used to it being Erith and Belvedere, like the football team. We're now approaching some industry on a gargantuan scale. The Crossness Pumping Station and Crossness Sewage Treatment Works. Evocative. Southern outfall of the Victorian sewer system. And this is what it looks like inside. Check this out. pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen so much sludge. Check this out. Wow. Definitely a sewage plant. Look at this, I can't quite believe what I'm reading here. From 1889, the sludge set in from sewage at Crossness Sewage Treatment Works was taken by special ships to be dispersed far out into the Thames estuary. 3 Thames water ships were the most regular users of the river, each carrying their load of sludge out to sea twice a day. For over a century, these bowel movements of London helped to keep the capital clean. Now, Thames Water burns the sludge and uses it to generate electricity. That means your poo and wee is being used to power your television. Bizarre, I never knew that. And here, apparently, it says 1.6 million Londoners send their wastewater here. And the one across the water, or 2 miles upstream, on the other side of the river, 3 million Londoners go into that sewage works. And the River Thames is the cleanest metropolitan river in the world today. All these interesting sewage facts. So you got cameras, you got guard dogs, you got fences. It's a sewage factory. Who's breaking into a sewage factory? What are they going to do? Steal all your sewage? And across the water there is Dagenham. I'll zoom in there, you can see that's the famous Ford factory. Scaled right down now, of course. Have to be sneaky here, but you see the old graffiti artist up there. Actually painting rather than spraying. So it's just been a couple of miles of industrial warehouses. Nothing as interesting as the sewage company. Is the Amazon Prime. Probably the least secure, actually. I was going to sit and have something to eat, but the sludge is kicking up a bit of a stink. Nothing too drastic, but just unpleasant enough to stop you wanting to have something to eat. Very hazy today, you'll have to take my word for it, but that's an actual green hill over there, an actual field on the other side of the river there. Nothing to see here, just the leftovers of a motorbike and a sludge. Here we have another motorbike, and this one, well, I'd love to know how that got there. And I know I keep talking about it, but look at these mountains of sludge. All those microorganisms living in there. Ugh. Rivers of sludge. What a romantic Valentine's Day. Well, this is definitely not a highlight of the walk. Busy road between two trading estates. Thankfully the road didn't last too long, it was only half a mile or so. Now back by the Thames in relative tranquility, albeit fenced off with what I think is a yacht club the other side. So now we're at Greenhithe Wharf. I've got to go inland a little bit now before heading round the corner, and then we'll be at the River Darren, where I've got to head right inland to get into Dartford. Look at these kids on this side of the fence. I really hope they don't fall into that sludge, because there ain't going to be no getting out of that. If you squint your eyes a little bit, tune out from the industrial noises in the background, you can almost imagine yourself here in the south of France, here in England, in the middle of February. Isn't that beautiful? It's 24 miles back to London, central London, and 4 miles to Dartford. Alright, so we're almost out of London now. Just over there is Kent. However, that there is the Dartford Creek, where the River Thames meets the River Darren, and we've got to walk a good few miles down this way to get into the town of Dartford, to come back round onto this footpath just over here. You might be able to see the Dartford crossing, also known as the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, just over in the background. So into Dartford we go. Absolutely roasting now, guys, with the old currant bun on the boat. Well, as you can see, the River Darren, no less sludgy than the River Thames. It's like this path is designed to stop you leaving London. It feels like it's going on forever. It's nice to see some fields though. So I found a path that avoids having to go right into the heart of Dartford, which I'm grateful for. Saves me a good couple of miles. It is a bit of a crappy rubbish strewn path, but that river walk just now really sapped the energy out of me, and I've got to do the same again on the other side. So any little shortcut I'm grateful for. Just something about horses in an industrial landscape, it just looks wrong. So here's the River Darren, where we walked along here. This here is the River Cray. Walked all the way around and back round. The River Cray being a tributary of the River Darren. I believe it gives its name to St Mary Cray and Crayford perhaps. River Darren as well being a tributary of the River Thames. You might be able to see the creek barrier up there, which is where we're headed, but there's no way across until we get to this main road here. So we've still got to go further inland and then probably in about 20 minutes or so we'll be over that side of the river, ready to head right up the top there. The joys. And these are going to be some of my last views of London. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Jesus Christ. Well, I must say I was looking forward to that moment. That marks the moment where I complete the River Thames walk right the way across London on various segments, and I step into my home county of Kent, the Garden of England. It doesn't look much like a garden at the moment, but it will do later on. Well, it's no better on the Kent side than it is on the London side. An actual dump. What a shame. So it's not all that bad. Just a bit tedious walking along this bank again. I was just over there earlier on in London. At least it's a sunny day. Imagine doing this in the rain. I'd have given up. I'd have gone to Dartford and got a train home. Just think the positives. Stay positive. Oh look, some more flight tipping. That must have been a bedroom. There's a living room. Kitchen, the other bedroom. Right, we're almost there. We're at the creek barrier, and I'll be very grateful for turning right here and getting away from the River Darren. What a stretch that was. I mean, why can't they just put a footpath there linking the two sides? Ah well, it's all good training. All right, here we go. Goodbye River Darrants. Darrants go there again. Right, so we're turning right here, up past here, Robin van Persie. I don't know about you guys, but I never knew that Dartford Crossing was so far from Dartford town centre. Getting a bit closer to the crossing, guys, enjoying the walk alongside the wall there. I don't know what's going on down here. Something's being pumped out into the sea and a bird seems to like it. Seems that it's another sewage plant. So I guess that's treated sewage. Birds are all going mad for. Lovely. Amazon warehouse is enormous. I mean, it's hard to get a sense of scale when through the camera lens, but it's massive. So there she is, the Dartford Crossing. This is the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, which brings traffic over from Essex southbound into Kent. If you're going northbound from Kent into Essex, it's via a tunnel. It's part of the M25 motorway and carries over 130,000 vehicles every day. The energy levels are getting ever lower, guys. It's that point in the afternoon where you've had your lunch, you have to get going again. It's been a hectic morning, up since way before the crack of dawn. However, we have about 6 miles left until Gravesend. Very much looking forward to a sit down, to be honest. Back inland we go. I've got to say the scenery is really inspiring. It's really helping with my energy levels. Look at it. Glorious. So we're heading into Greenhithe village now. Never been to Greenhithe village. Like just about everyone else who's been to Greenhithe, I've only ever been to Bluewater, the shopping centre. Let's see what it's like. Village, that is, not the shopping centre. This is Greenhithe High Street. Seems nice enough. In a sort of modern suburban sort of way. Well, a nice Tudor pub. You know what, I'm quite impressed. Greenhithe village is probably the nicest place that we've seen today. And we've got this area, the boulevard, heading up here to this stately home. The home seemed nice, it's quiet, it lives up to its name, it's got greenery, Greenhithe and greenery. Yeah, it just seems like a nice little place. I could live here, I think. Look at these guys. It's February, they're dressed like it's July. So we're almost in Northfleet now, which is the last town before Gravesend. We're nearly there. Well, I'm glad I didn't run into any of these little bad boys, grass snakes. I'm fine with the rest of them. Slow worms. I haven't seen a slow worm for years. You know, this is actually a lizard. It says there, lizard. So that's going to be the end of the marshlands and the sort of grassland areas. And it's going to take on a bit more of an urban feel now. So goodbye marshland. Until next time. There'll be plenty of that to come in part 2. Classic London buses there. Try and get over this side out of the sun. Wedding special, congratulations. You get a green bus. So that is the Ebbsfleet United football ground, even though we're in Northfleet. So when I was growing up, this team used to be called Gravesend and Northfleet, and then later on they changed it to My Football Club, which was a scheme where they got people to pay £35 each, and then they would vote on who's playing in the next match and on transfers and stuff. It worked at first, they were quite successful, but then it kind of went down the pan. And when they started up again, they called it Ebbsfleet United, even though we're not actually in Ebbsfleet. And presumably the reason for that is because Ebbsfleet just sounds a bit more posh than Gravesend and Northfleet, with Ebbsfleet being a urban regeneration project, like a brand new sort of garden town, and the Ebbsfleet International train station serving the Eurostar to Paris. So presumably they went a bit more upmarket than Gravesend and Northfleet. As you can see, very upmarket place. Golden Grill, all day English breakfast. Unless it's 3:37 in the afternoon, then it's closed. So Northfleet, I have to say, isn't prettiest. Looks like hopefully things are going to change. Look at the size of that bad boy and those containers on it. Wow. What I really hope is that in about 15-20 years time someone finds this video, like I'll be 60 by then, and they say, oh wow, look how Northfleet used to look, wow, look how much it's changed, oh, it's so much better now, because it's an absolute eyesore at the minute. Of all the places to find a Sphinx. Very random. Even more random than that, employees of Bevan's from World War I. Oh wow, that's a pretty cool memorial. I wonder if that's a conscious decision by Andrex to make their building the shape of a toilet roll. So I'm going to be in Gravesend soon. Gravesend doesn't have the best reputation. I'm going to read you this excerpt of I Live Here website. So, if Kent is the Garden of England, then Gravesend must be the manure they use as fertiliser. Everywhere you turn is full of chavs with their chav babies, and their air of bleeps out pollutes the town. Gravesend chavs are pretty standard. Tracky bottoms, white trainers, hoodie and a baseball cap, plenty of bling, more like Ming. And in the case of bleeps out again, a standard of a slick back high ponytail accessorised by some large hoop earrings with diamond balls or your name going across them. Their hangouts are outside McDonald's, the pound store, or even better the 99p store, I'm not sure they exist anymore, or the good old Gravesend market. Overnight, if you want to avoid the chavs, just notice I've said all that, you can pass all these caravans. Right, don't go near Gravesend town centre. You get about 1 million mini chavs who want to fight you and your friends, and then if you stand up to them, they phone their dad, brothers, uncle, entire extended family to kick 10 bells of shh out of your can't wait. What a video this is going to make. We've had Sewage, we've had Sludge, we've had me moaning all the way through it, we've had fly tipping, and now we're about to go to one of the crappiest towns in the country. Look at that, Red Lion, England. Okay, this is kind of posh. So that is it, guys, the end of this video. I was going to do a little bit more of a walk around Gravesend, but I've just run out of time. I'll do that on part 2. Stay tuned for that one. I'm going to be obviously starting here in Gravesend, and it's going to be a 2-part, 2 days, because I'm going over to the Isle of Grain where the public transport links pretty much non-existent, so I'm going to be camping over there somewhere before heading round to the Medway towns. Probably Rochester, maybe Rainham, I haven't decided yet, I'll decide on the day. Thank you for putting up with all my moaning. Despite the moaning, I have had a good day. It's been a nice walk. I've never walked this section before, so it's been an eye-opener actually. It's been pretty interesting. I've never seen so much heavy industry in all my life, and learned those amazing facts about sewage as well. So that's it then, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. What a great video this is going to make. We've got sewage, we've got sludge, we've got cars going past at the wrong time. Try that again. What a video this is going to make. We've had sewage, we've had sludge, we've had fly tipping, and now we're about to go to one of the crappiest towns in the country.